Hey guys, how you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having great this week. Give me just a few moments for a little bit extra setup and we will get started very soon. Alright, hey everyone. So, hope you guys have been doing well so far. So, let's get started. So, I'm actually gonna go based on our highest voted our highest voted pick in the our poll I posted earlier yesterday. And so, based on the winning choices that allow you want me to do a caricature or cartoon of a famous actor. And I know one person suggests I do Jean-Claude Van Damme, so I feel like that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Now, what I'm gonna do starting off is that I'm actually gonna do these very quick like thumbnail sketches. And one of the things the thumbnail sketches are is that basically these are really small sketches that you do in order to kind of get an idea on what your pick is gonna look like, but also so you can see like how a sketch will turn out before you start committing too much time to it. So they're usually very quick. And so for here, one thing I feel with Van Damme, I basically kind of see like how I'm going to want to do his features. Because I know with him, he has a very boxy head. And long nose. And it's a pretty wide mouth. Now he's got oh, his nose aren't too big. I'll just make it a little bit smaller. He doesn't have much of a top lip. I'll do another one where I'll make his chin a little bit more prominent. Because he does a very prominent chin, very chiseled chin. Does a very long nose. And you can see with these thumbnail sketches, I'm basing these really quick sketches in order to see how my subject is coming out in the beginning, so you can kind of see what works, see what doesn't. I definitely recommend if you're doing like drawings that's going to require a lot more time and thought to go with them, I definitely recommend doing like thumbnail sketches. Hey Shay, how you doing? Oh, that's right, you're correct. It today is Bugs Bunny's 84th birthday. I completely forgot. I knew it was coming up soon, but I completely forgot. And in fact, as I'm working on his other like a little thumbnail sketch. By the way, I saw your recent picture today with him with the yellow gloves on Blue Sky. Looks really good. I really do like how that turned out. And I see you doing a lot more with the color lines. So right now I'm kind of working on this for Jean-Claude Van Damme, and so I'm just kind of doing a lot of these quick, really small like thumbnail sketches before I get started on doing the actual full drawing. All right, there we go. Now that we've gotten that out the way, so our thumbnail sketches, let's see if we can actually draw an actual guy for real. So I think I'll probably draw him where he's definitely got his thumb shut up. He's got his palm pointing towards us. So I'm just gonna lightly kind of sketch in his little box-shaped head. Now for his long nose. He's got smaller ears and smaller eyes. He's got kind of sort of a wide mouth going on, so I notice in the middle it kind of curves upward a bit, and his top lip isn't that prominent. In him, he's got very wide nostrils. Now I have his little eyebrows here. Now his eyes here. I'm trying to make his eyes too big. Because when it comes to characters, I often try not to look at my reference photos too much. Because one thing about it is you'll probably get a lot of times what will happen is that I'll get so focused on trying to get the proportions right that it really ends up becoming more of a portrait rather than an actual caricature. Here, because his ears got a very distinct shape. Get as long as I have him kind of go out a little bit further. Bring it out a little more. Let me bring out his nose. Because one thing I noticed with him is that with Jean-Claude Damme, he's got a very pronounced My top of nose very like pronounced like head shape, very angular head shape. He's got very long nose. He's got that mouth, got that kind of up curved mouth a bit. Cause you know one thing about like I know I've said before in other characters that I've done is that it's very when it comes to characters you're not trying to exaggerate just for the sake of exaggerating. You're basically highlighting what makes that person like unique. And of course, I have this long neck. And also the other thing is I didn't want to get too hung up on the report, especially since even as a character I'm gonna try to go more on the cartoonier side. And so I think with him here, what I'll do is I'll have him have spells where he's probably shirtless because I know of a lot of movies, of course, there's gonna be at least one moment where he does end up shirtless. Maybe one where he's probably got thumbs up towards us. He has little muscles. And you can see, I don't know if you notice, the base I start very simple. If I start with just, kind of like one long tube, like for both parts of the arm. And once I did that, then I kind of started like these smaller circles to start actually to detail as far as actually defining the muscles in his arm. His little torso. Let me kind of thicken up his eyebrows a bit more, because they're thick, but they're not. But they have a very slight curve. His little hand right here, he's pointing towards himself. Yeah, because caricaturing can be a lot harder than you think because, like I mentioned before, it's not about just trying to exaggerate. I'm drawing them all crazy. Just highlighting what makes that person unique and what makes that person, like recognizable. And the thing is, it could be different things depending on the person that could come out by a person. Like, you could look at one person, it could be their eyes that jump out to you. For other people, it could be their nose. And other times, what can make it even harder, it could be a lot of things about, a lot of features at once that jump out them. It can be hard to decide which times you want to emphasize and what stuff you want to de-emphasize. So, like, say, for example, like, since I know he's got pretty prominent, like, smile and nose, I figured since I made those pretty long and prominent, I figured once I did that, I'll make sure I make the eyes try to make the eyes a little bit smaller, and definitely make the ears smaller, and definitely make the neck a little larger. let me kind of bring out his prominent chin. He's very small but noticeable, like huge cleft in his chin at the bottom. Got very prominent cheekbones. Kind of get smaller eyebrows here. See him again, it's kind of hard job to bring that down. So he's got very pronounced chiseled jawline. Then again, a lot of like 80s like action stars, especially even back then, you can tell they all kind of went for a very specific look where they wanted to have guys that were very boxy, angular shapes, very defined, chiseled jawlines. Because John Claude, even though he's had a lot of stuff in the '90s too, he's kind of lumped in with like the big like action stars of the '80s, like Stallone, Schwarzenegger. He's more in that category. Let me just kind of bring this down. Bring his little torso. Thumb here. Probably his trying to make his hand just a little bit smaller, and I made it a little bit bigger than it should be. Waist a little smaller because he's got a very small waist. See if there's any things I want to add to his face. Probably don't need to. That maybe some of his dimples. Oh, that has a little necklace. I know with a lot of films he did sometimes wear those. And what's weird, funny enough, like, even though it seems silly, for long as I had no idea Jean-Claude was French. Then, of course, like, then one too long ago when I looked him up, I saw, like, oh, yeah, it is French. In fact, his full name is Jean-Claude Camille Francois Van Varenberg. Oh, never mind, Belgian, when I say Belgian. Yeah, there we go. So, what I think I'll go ahead and do now, I think I'll just go straight with the black pen and really try to chisel this guy out some more. Get the bridge of his nose here. Make I bring his nose down a bit here. Let's pay for his nostrils. And as I'm kind of filling this guy out, I want to try to keep everything fairly angular. I don't want to round out his features too much. Yeah, I kind of want to get maybe I almost have a cocky but determined grin. This guy a little bit of highlights. I know I'm going to add the color. I got the color for his eyes later on. His other cheekbones here. Get part of his dimples. Let me get his mouth, and you can see, you know, like his top lip isn't that pronounced, so I'm not even gonna try drawing it. Might have a little gap in the middle for his two teeth. Let me just come down and kind of bring out the cleft in his chin a bit more. I shouldn't have had those extra teeth in there. I can always fix that later. Get his hair. Can I get his biceps and triceps? Get some fun going. Torso, bring that out a little bit more. Let's get this little belt buckle here. Here we go, that's looking pretty good. Now, since I've already done a lot of my heavy lifting work with both the red and our regular ballpoint pens, let me get some more permanent ones out. Really make them come to life a bit more. Let's see what I have that I can use. I have one pen I can use. I could just want a bigger one on hand. Okay, perfect, I do. I'll just start off with this one first. Some people just kind of slightly go over. I'm just gonna slightly smooth out some of the lines I've made. Yeah, he is great. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of his. I think the last one I saw, I know some people don't consider it his best. It had to be I think it was the one I think he did with Dennis Rodman, they called Double Team. It's pretty silly, but it's a really fun movie. And the weird thing is, I almost don't consider, even though I don't technically, some people consider him probably part of the probably the 80 action stars. I think he's really more the 90s because a lot of his more like well-known because even though he did have some stuff in the 80s, of course, his biggest like first big one was Bloodsport, and then you had Cyborg and Kickboxing, but then of course you had a lot of the more stuff he did in the 90s, of course, like Lionheart, Death Warrant, Double Impact, seen that one years ago. Street Fighter, I've seen that one. Time Cop, Sudden Death. He had a lot more in the 90s. was just a little bit bigger. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, hold on. And let me see what I got next. And I know he was in those most recent Expendables movies. I haven't seen them yet. I've heard they're okay. They're just good if you take them for what they are, like really kind of silly movies. I've heard the recent one isn't all that good because I think a lot of the older like action stars, I know they got a new crew in, which almost and paying for a lot of people that kind of defeats the purpose because part of the draw for the first few, especially the first, was that you had all these big stars that everyone knows and recognizes, and now we don't even see them again. So yeah, I can see why some folks weren't kind of upset about that. I'm just kind of using it, kind of like thicken out some of our lines, kind of add a little variation in line weight. And so I haven't posted too much on here as of lately, at least on YouTube, because I've been kind of like really busy with work, but also I was still kind of in the process of actually kind of like changing up like what sites I'm going to prioritize over others. Like some people already mentioned, I'm no longer using Twitter as much. I've already deleted ArtStation. I'm trying to do a lot more stuff on Blue Sky now. Because I'm still definitely using DeviantArt, definitely still using Instagram, although I'm not planning on using the Reels there anymore since I'm not really getting much traction there. Because I'd rather kind of post them here where they do have a chance, of actually gaining some traction, and so you guys can see it. Well, everything's not set in stone just yet. I am planning on doing more of a full length video where I can actually like walk through the process of one of my drawings. And I'm almost like if I want to use like live footage from some of the drawings I've done in the past, or actually do like a brand new one specifically for the video. And that's something I want to try to do because that'll be kind of a good change of pace compared to like these live streams and these shorts that I do. I do want to start making videos where I can actually kind of like sit back and really kind of explain my process. That's kind of less on the cuff way. And like I say, I always recommend if you're doing a lot of stuff, with ink pen, you don't be afraid to add a little more variety to your line wave. You'll have like kind of knowing when to kind of put. Let me kind of bring that up just a bit. Yeah, knowing when to actually use thick line art and when to use thin line art, and having mixing the two things together. I think this is the second time in a while I've actually tried caricaturing, like an action star. I know a few months back earlier this year, I had tried doing one of Schwarzenegger. I might have shown a stream before. I'll probably show you again later on after stream. I had tried doing one of Schwarzenegger, and it really didn't turn out so well. At least I don't think it turned out that well. Mainly because, actually, you know what? I can probably show you right now since I think it's in the sketchbook. Let me see if I got it in here. A lot of stuff I tend to move. A lot of stuff I tend to move around in my sketchbooks. Like sometimes I'll have like drawings that I love that I like, but I haven't finished yet. So I'll take it out of the old one and put in these new ones I'm working on. Okay, I don't have it here, so I'll find it later. But the thing is, what happened was, even though it looked good, I really couldn't get the likeness down pat. Because honestly, it looked more like Dolph Lundgren, another '80s star, rather than Schwarzenegger. Actually, I don't like the extra detail I added for his teeth, so I think I'll just leave him as is. When I leave it as is, just kind of keep it where I had it before, where it was just two regular sets of teeth. Alright, so now that I've done that, let's see if we can get some color on this guy. Actually, before that, let me just kind of iron out some of this line weight a bit. Add a little shot underneath here. Get use his chin line, his jawline. Alright, so let me get my markers out. Let me see if this is one I want to start off with. No, not that one. Let me see, do I have my blotch sheet? Okay, yeah, I do. Yeah, a lot of times what I recommend is you're working with markers, alcohol-based markers. If you're worried about, if you don't have like paper where that's designed to not bleed through, I definitely recommend getting up a little blotch sheet. You can use like any regular sheet of paper and just put it underneath, like that sheet. So when you start making your marks, you don't have to worry about bleeding through the paper, or at least not as much. Let's see, I know I have another like peach color I can use. Let me see. Stand by. It's not the quite color I would have liked to use, but it can work for now. I think what I will do is I'll start off just with this light peach. I might have to switch to a different pen, different marker, because this like was starting to run out of ink. Yeah, let me see if I can find another pen I can use. It's not a pen, marker. I don't want to keep saying that. That one might work a little better. Let's see what else I have. Just find another one I can use. Give me just one moment. Stand by. Let's see it. Here we go. This one should do it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this should work a little bit better. Damn, this one ran out of ink too. Well, at least it's happened to ones that I've been using fairly often. Yeah, I think like later on once I'm done with it, I'll definitely probably go out shopping for some new markers afterwards. I think these are Korea, so I got these at a Ross couple years, a little while back. Cause I do like to use like art materials that they're a little more affordable. At least I'll be more willing to pick them up and see how they work. I'm kind of getting some of these marks I missed. Actually, what I think I will do, let me kind of color on the edges. So I think what I will do, you kind of use this other pen. I don't know, I keep saying pen, marker, I say marker. I think I'm gonna start using this one that's a little bit darker, start laying down some of our shadows. And I think what I do, I'm kind of block. I think I'll block it in with some pretty dark shadows. I think I'll do the cell shading route, while giving some very hard, distinct shadows. You know, I could probably go a little bit dark with some of these shadows. So let's see what I get. Let's see if I got any darker colors I can use. Trying to see what other colors I can use for this. Let me adjust my camera. Not sure what's going on with the cameras. For some reason, it's being a lot more distorted than it usually looks. Let me see. All right, so I'm also trying to see if I want to go darker with some of these shadows here. Okay, that's not working. Now I think I'll use this. So I figured I can get some nice striking shadows. You can see I'm trying to keep them all pretty curved. get some pretty bold shadows here. Alright, so I got that. He's got kind of like light blue eyes. I'm going to color his eyes up here just a little bit. In fact, we use our gel pen and bring up our highlights back in. Just bring them back. There we go. Now he's got dark brown hair, dark brown, black, almost black hair. So I think it's black or dark brown. So we use to color that in. Yeah, it's probably more black than brown, dark brown. I can go with it. Use this dark blue. Alright, so I think of what I'll do. Let me see what colors I want to use here. Because I do want to add a little color for the background. I'm trying to decide which one will look best. Oh, whoever sent the like, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. That's good. I think I'll just go ahead and use this one. Green, just add some shapes to really make the background pop. Angle things out just a bit more. There we go. I think that is it for this one. But before I go, let me see if I can find the other one I was telling you guys about. Give me just one moment. Let me see if I got it on hand. Hey, glad you think so. I kind of want to make it pop a little bit more, so that's why I went and kind of added this background kind of at the last minute. Because I initially didn't intend on doing that. Let's see, do I have it? Let's see. This might be it right here. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So I tried to do one with Arnold Schwarzenegger a little while back. A little while back. It was actually a month ago. And as you can see here, while it looks good, I don't really like it too much because I feel like I didn't really get the likeness all that much. Because you can see it looking more like Dolph Lundgren than Schwarzenegger. In fact, I even tried doing another one with where I tried to do pictures more, and it was even less like him. But I can always try again another time for this one. Also, just as a bonus, like now, granted, around that same time, I did do another portrait that was a little more successful than that one. That one I did of Danny DeVito, and this one I feel like I got the likeness a lot better. But I can see for those I showed, I took a lot more time with these. Versus one with a quick sketch, like quick one like this. And this one I decided to go for, and that's more of a graphic, like comic book style, and I feel it came out well. All right, so guys, I hope you all really enjoyed this one. I know, and funny enough, this is actually probably one of my last, if not the last, drawing in here, because you see I've pretty much filled up this entire sketchbook. In fact, a few I need to go ahead and take out because I have a few like unfinished stuff because I know this one, for example, like this Futurama one that I'm currently working on, I need to go ahead and take that out so I can actually like finish that before I forget about that. So yeah, like I managed to fill this up within the past several months. And so guys, I hope to be here on the same time again later on next week, same time, and also hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you. Have a great night. Great day. Sorry.